meeting is recorded and will be shared amongst members for quality and training purpose. Now, for study and self-reflection, um, let me just tell you let me read out the district mission. District mission is that they build new clubs and support all the clubs in achieving their excellence. And just like we have our regular biryani, and we sometimes encounter speed breakers like tamarind seeds, some other nuts, some corns. I would like to put some ground rules in order for us to have smooth meeting and avoiding these speed breakers. Like, I would want you all to please mute your phone, right? And do not, unmute yourself while somebody is speaking. Don't interrupt when somebody is speaking or in charge of the mic. Try to be attentive throughout the meeting and show your support with warm smile and virtual gestures, applauses, thumbs up to the speakers. Our 3 tabletops do not even go that way. Sex, politics, and religion. Keeping these ground rules and speed breakers in mind, I'm sure we will all have a wonderful, insightful meeting and experiences from VPE. So I welcome you all once again to a great meeting, VP Huddle. Wish you all the very best for all the speakers and the participants. And with this, let me welcome our District Program Quality Director, DTM Sujir.
Good evening. Thank you, Toastmaster Dia. Good evening, everyone. They say capacity to learn is a gift. The ability to learn is a skill, and the willingness to learn is a choice. Today, definitely you all have made a wonderful, wonderful choice. Be here this evening. An evening we promise to have wonderful, wonderful learnings for all of you. We have lined up great keynote speaker and wonderful set of trainers who will ensure that your learnings will be, there'll be a lot of learnings tonight. This is something what Division C and Program Quality team has come together so that the VPs come together so we can exchange the best practices and learn from each other. And learning never stops. That is one of the mission what District 127 from the day one has set out for. Every member takes that small steps towards the ultimate goal of being a better speaker, better leader. Today, we have amidst, probably, let me check, we do have our district director. District director, are you here? Let me have a quick look. He promised to be here. Oh, no. Okay, so district director, probably she might join us in a while. We will take her on board in a while. However, we'll keep the meeting moving forward. The person who will handling the meeting this evening is a dynamic Toastmaster, a young area director who has excelled in the roles he has taken in the past. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together to welcome Area 13 Director, Toastmaster Jacob. Over to you, Jacob. Jacob.
Thank you so much, District 127 PQD DTM Sujil, for the very warm words and for welcoming me on stage. How is everybody? How are you guys doing today? I know we are halfway through Ramadan, and although the working hours are less, the working load, however, is still the same from my experience. It is indeed a pleasure to be here today with all of you as District 127 in ties with Division C is conducting today's VPE huddle. Now, before we move into today's agenda and get on with all the exciting things we have aligned for today, I would request everybody here to please turn on your cameras so we can have a group photo first while we still have everybody on. Can the Zoom master please assist with this? Come on, guys, let's all turn our cameras on. It's a beautiful day. I'm sure all of us have broken our iftars and we're all full and is ready and eager to move forward. Yeah. Come on, let's put our best smiles on for this camera. Zoom master, can you confirm if the photos have been taken?
Yeah. What about the other? Oh, okay, fine. Still, some of them have not opened the cameras.
Cameras. Okay, we'll just give it a good 10 seconds and then let's see. I can see cameras are being turned on one by one.
Okay, here we are. Smiles. Okay. Cameras on, please. Requesting everyone to switch on your cameras. Okay. Looks like we take what we get.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Master, for helping with that out. So, dear Toastmasters, as we move on with today's session, first up, we have a Vice President Education Creative Exchange. Now, in this segment of our agenda, we have three very excellent, let's just say, three very excellent Vice President educators who have taken up this role. They are very well aware of the many challenges that come along with it. They themselves have faced these challenges, and they are here today to talk to us, to exchange ideas on how we can perform the roles and duties of Vice President Education to the best and how we can improve it as well. So first up, we have Toastmaster Alam. Toastmaster Alam is the Vice President Education and also VPPR at the UAE Ladies Toastmasters Club. Toastmaster Alam, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready and excited.
Awesome, very well. Toastmaster Alam, I leave the stage to you.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm happy to be a part of this event today. I would like to share a bit of my role and also share with you my challenges as I play the role of VP education and how I try hard to work to create a supportive environment for all members. As a VP of education, my responsibility is to oversee the whole education program within the club. So I have to work closely with each and every member in the club to make sure that they have the tools, to make sure they have the resources and the opportunities for them to be able to develop their public speaking and leadership skills that Toastmaster is providing for them. So part of this role, I have to make sure and do some roles on day-to-day basis sometimes, like pathway guidance, especially for the new members who joins the club. I have to make sure that they have to select the pathways and assist them in this matter. Also, my role includes preparing the meeting and planning them, setting up the assignments, speech assignments with the members, meeting roles. Also, my role includes encouraging and recognizing the improvements and the development of each member and giving them the educational awards. And sometimes within the club, we try also to organize some educational sessions that will support and enhance the skills of our members, whether in the Toastmaster in general or in other areas. So also that is part of my role as a VP education, is to try to have some educational sessions within our meeting. And also to provide the support. I'm always there to support my members. To be honest, as a VPE education, it's not an easy task because there are so many challenges. Personally, I faced them when I took this role before, when I started. I will state maybe most important challenges that I faced when I took this role. First of all, is the transition between me and my previous VP education. It was a difficult issue for me because I found out on the dashboard that there's members who already opened some files and levels, but they didn't submit the completion. So I was not sure if they completed that levels or not. Therefore, I will recommend that the existing VPE, they should be organized so that they have at the end of this term, they can hand over to the new VP with the full details and information. The other challenge that I faced is with the dual membership. I work hard with my members, and then I found out that the credit goes to the other club. So I had to see how I can get the credit to our club. So this factor makes that we all, as VP education, have to be always on continuous learning. We need to update ourselves with all this information so to be able to help and assist the members. Also, one of the challenges is to get the member engagement, calling them to take roles, calling them to participate in giving speeches. This is also one of the challenges that I face. But thank God, alhamdulillah, we at UA Ladies Toastmasters, we managed to reach to 9 DCP points. I have managed to get 9 members finish level 1, 4 members finished level 2. We have 1 member finished 3, and 1 is coming next meeting, and 2 members are finishing level 4. And we have also 4 members finished the whole pathway during this term. That was not an easy job. Planning, communicating, assessing, and trying to improve, and having the support system, that was the secret behind my success as a VP education. Today, in UAE Ladies Toastmaster, I wouldn't have been able to achieve this kind of achievements in the VP education without, first of all, the leadership role, the teamwork among the ExCom. Myself, I couldn't do the job. I had to have the support of the team to help me as an ExCom. So it's very important to ask the team to help you. Also, having the environment in that meetings, friendly environment is very important to get the members' engagement. We show that we care for each other, that we are one family. Meeting structure also, bilingual and having a speech marathon where I make sure that any new member, immediately they start giving the first icebreaker, because if you leave them for a long time, then they will lose the initiative and they will lose the encouragement. So we have make sure we put as much as we can to do encourage them to do the first icebreaker. Having the support system, I've managed to create a mentoring system. So the mentors help me with the mentee. So they make sure that they help me follow the mentees and make sure they have everything, the pathways, encourage them to take roles. And also I share with them within the WhatsApp group any materials that I have. So this in brief what we are doing at UAE Ladies Toastmaster. I hope the information that I've shared is useful during the time frame that I have been allocated.
Thank you, Toastmaster Alam. Can we all give a huge clapping to our Toastmaster Alam? Yes, that was a lot to take in, and yes, it is very difficult to summarize everything you face and do as a vice president education in a very small brief time slot that is allocated. But definitely you have really expressed all the duties and roles and all the hurdles that come by when you take up the vice president education, and I can really relate to a lot of what you said. And it is good to know that you have a lot of the solutions to your problems as well. And I'm sure all of us here have definitely benefited from this small session we just had. And to carry on this further, up next, we have Toastmaster Joyveer. Toastmaster Joyveer, are you here?
Hi, good evening. Yes.
Hi, good evening, Toastmaster Joyveer. So Toastmaster Joyveer here is the Vice President Education of Dubai Toastmasters Club, one of the oldest clubs here in the region.
You got muted.
Sorry about that. Yes, so I'm not sure at what point I got muted off, but let me introduce you once again. Toastmaster Joyveer is the Vice President Education at Dubai Toastmasters Club, one of the oldest clubs in the region. Toastmaster Joyveer, I leave the stage to you.
Thank you, and good evening, my fellow Toastmasters and dear friends, whoever are today here. I am here as a VP Ed, which is Vice President Education for one of the oldest Toastmaster club in UAE, which is Dubai Toastmaster Club. Now, what I believe is as a VPE, and I have been VP not only in Dubai Toastmaster Club, but in 2021, I was also a VP in Larsen and Toubro's Toastmaster Club back in India. So as a VPE, what I believe, my main role is to inspire members to fulfill their education goals and their leadership journey. And for that, Toastmasters itself is a fantastically crafted the syllabus, if I may say so, the 11 pathways, how you have to do that. That everything is in the Toastmasters. And another thing I tell all the VPEs in the region and wheresoever, we apply one formula so that we always are successful as a VP education. And I call it as E square R. It is not as equal to MC, the Einstein ones, but it is E square R. Now, E square R stands for encourage, educate, and retain. This is extremely important. Now, as a VP education, I have to encourage members to go for their goals, their education goals, then educate as well. For example, when the new members comes in, so what we need to do is quickly we have to orient them in terms of how the pathways has to be allocated, how the pathways has to be subscribed, and which pathway is good for one and which is most appropriate for the another one. And then it is very important that we collaborate with each and everybody. One of the thing is if VP education's role is not only encouraging and educating, but also retaining members, retaining the role players, retaining all the members in one thing. Very important, another thing, what the challenges we face sometime, you might face, and because DTC is the oldest club, we have very good number of the memberships. Now, sometimes we face as a challenge that few of the members, they are very enthusiastic. They volunteer themselves. They volunteer themselves for the roles, for the speaking slots and something. But there are few who I would not say they do not come, they are not enthusiastic, but I will claim them as a little shy, maybe a little introvert, and Toastmasters platform is the right one for them as well. So how do we ensure that they are also encouraged to do that? Being in military for years, I also employ something which I learned from there, and we call it as a strategy of bellum se ipsum allet, which means the war will feed itself. So all the resources you have in your club, you can use it. And how do we use it? From an education point of view, from a VP education point of view, I alone might not be able to do that. So I create a team, one or two. Not only we stop, but we also focus on some young talents who are coming in the team, coming in the club, to be the future VPs or the future leaders of the club. So we have something called as a future leaders of the club program, and where we identify who can assist in VP education. And then we encourage those shy members or those members who are not so encouraged or so enthusiastic to come front for taking roles. We encourage them to take. And this is how we do it every time. Another thing is very important from a Dubai Toastmasters Club is we have employed one strategy which is known as TOTY, which is Toastmaster of the Year, which has a lot of things. For example, every end of the year, we do award the Toastmaster of the Year award, which constitutes of education points, role-taking points, how many meetings you have attended, everything. Now, I will tell you one thing more. One of the challenges you may face while being a VPE, how to encourage people. Sometimes some people are shy, some people are not encouraged, or rather enthusiastic. Tell them at least to come and sit in a meeting. I say something like, please come to my club, have a samosa and little chai and go. This samosa and chai itself is inspirational in our club, because once you get it, what you get is you see and you experience the environment of the club. You get accustomed to it. You get comfort. You get in a comfort zone, and then you are taking roles. Immediately, if somebody is not able to take a speaking role, not a problem at all. What you can offer them is taking some roles which are much easier. For example, greet master. See, greet master itself is a role in itself. You are greeting some strangers. So if you are introvert, imagine an introvert being a greet master for the first time. They also require some hand holding. And this is why the VPA role is extremely important. With this, I would say that this is how the strategies and the challenges we face. But again, I will try to say something. We cannot make everybody happy. We cannot make everybody happy. That is a disclaimer. If we want to make everybody happy, probably I will not sell the ice cream, but I will sell the balloons. But in that case, with all due respect, it's my role as a VP to ensure that each and every members of us are catered for their goals of education. That is all from me. Over to you, the MC of the day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Joyveer. That was definitely a very, I wouldn't say intense session, but it was a very well educated session, I would say. Your concept of the wall feeding itself, I find that very interesting. Thank you for sparing your time for today and helping us all out with the different angles at which we can take our VP education role forward. Now, to carry this even more further, we have another Toastmaster amongst us, Toastmaster Rishabh Shah. Toastmaster Rishabh Shah, are you here? Hi, Toastmaster Rishabh. So Toastmaster Rishabh is the Vice President Education of Emirates Toastmasters Club. He has been within the fraternity for over 2 years now and was previously the Vice President Membership. Toastmaster Rishabh, please, I hand the stage over to you. I think Toastmaster Rishabh is still on mute. Zoom.
Am I audible now? Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob. Good evening, everyone. I'm honored to get this opportunity to be part of this today's event and share my experience in a few lines. So, as you already know now that I've been with Emirates Toastmaster Club for almost 2 years now, and as a current role of VP Education, my focus remains pretty much on bringing the best club meeting experience for all the members. Now that specifically includes like bringing up some themes or education sessions or variation in the format of the meetings. And other focus area remains is making all members progress on their learning objectives. I would always interact and ask them that, okay, what was their main purpose or goal to be part of this club and become Toastmaster? And its regular interaction and reminder helps them to feel motivated and progress on their learning objectives. So, and of course, I think as an outcome of this interaction, one of the best part, which I personally enjoy through my role, is connecting with members. So when we interact so closely one-on-one and ask some questions, I think that bonding and rapport is really amazing and helpful to fulfill my role responsibilities. Some of the challenges which I would like to highlight as personally I've gone through during current term. One of the challenge which I've seen is when we interact with some of the new members specifically, I feel they struggle with speech development. They always mention that, okay, they are finding it difficult and challenging to come up with a good topic or good speech writing. And I think one of the reason is that they always look up to some of the senior experienced members, their speeches, and they feel that, okay, their speech is not good enough. So for that, I always try to encourage them and make them comfortable that, okay, whatever comes to their mind, whatever they relate to, it can be a topic. Same way, constructive feedback and everything always helps them to, progress further. Another challenge which I would like to highlight is someone who is taking role for the first time, especially new members. We try to help them and feel comfortable by, mapping one of the senior person or experienced member sitting next to them. So, for example, if someone is taking timer for the first time, we give them some advice that, okay, there's a speech timer app which can make their role very efficient, and an experienced member sitting next to them guiding and supervising them for first time. So that also really helps. And one more challenge which I have personally gone through and I would like to share is how, balancing between the club leadership role and personal commitments or the professional life. So on and off, sometimes I personally struggle with the challenge that how much time I have to give to manage each and every minute detail of planning the meeting, including agenda or fulfilling the roles and everything, and doing my other responsibility towards family or work. So that part, obviously, I'm sure all the VP educations will relate to. But what helps in this scenario is how we interact with XCOM members. Each one of them are willing to and ready to support, and we try to delegate some work as much as possible to maybe another members in the club. All are contributing and supporting to each other, and that's how it really helps to execute the role and responsibility very efficiently. And lastly, I would just conclude by saying that my role or my experience has been so good. It is only because of the support of XCOM members as well as all the senior members in the club who continuously share feedback and guide to improve further. So that's about it. Over to you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rishabh. Let's all give a good round of applause for Toastmaster Rishabh. That was a very well-structured approach to the role of Vice President Education. And now with that, we have concluded with our Vice President Education's Creative Exchange session, as denoted in the agenda. Now, before we move forward, I would like to formally introduce our District 127 Director, DTM Deba. DTM Deba, if you would like to address the crowd, please. Can the Zoom master please unmute DTM Deba?
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies. Our guest past District Director, District from India, Distinguished Toastmaster Vanitha Rangarajan, our District Program Quality Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Sujil, District Finance Manager, Toastmaster Mini, our Division C Director, Soumya, Division G Director, Distinguished Toastmaster Dilip, dear VP, our area directors, dear VP is the pillars of our club quality and all the club officers and future officers. A very good evening. Congratulations to all the clubs in our district, all the VPs. Now, as of today, when we look at the dashboard, we have 84 plus clubs who achieved 5+ DCP goals. That shows how well our club meetings are conducted and they are focused. So when we look at the time, it's a very tough year for all of us. Means all of you have practiced leadership. The result shows that all of you have practiced leadership in such a style that everybody is actually performing the duties with undaunted grit, putting the responsibilities above all the obstacles. When Rishabh mentioned about how when he actually faced difficulties in managing his personal responsibilities, professional responsibilities, and Toastmaster meeting responsibilities, and the same thing by other two VPs. I was just thinking, but you people have achieved the result. Why are you worrying? Same thing, we have to just continue. That's it. And anyway, all the other leaders are here to support, to listen to you. That's what our program quality team is doing by this huddle. supported by Division C, and I'm sure other divisions also will come forward. One thing I would like to say, when you are performing your duties, put yourself also in that, priority. Practice self-care as well along with the leadership, because I mean you will be giving opportunities for other club members for giving speeches, performing other roles, but we are also members at the same time, so we have to be ready. I mean, it's not fair maybe to take roles, but at the same time we have to keep our speeches ready, always ready, and then whenever there is a backout, we have to deliver those speeches, and then we have to remember or remind ourselves that we also joined here in Toastmasters with some objective of satisfying ourselves or practicing communication skills along with leadership skills as well. With that note, let me hand over the stage screen back to our MC, handsome bachelor of District 127, Toastmaster Jacob, and all the very best to all of you. Thank you, Distinguished Toastmaster Manita, for coming over here. Back to Jacob.
Thank you very much, District Director DTM Deepa. I'm going to need a moment to just, get my color back. Thank you very much for the warm words. Now, before we move on to our next exciting session, the keynote session, I would like to let all of our Toastmasters here know if you have any questions, any queries, anything that you would like to address further later on in today's session, please feel free to use the chat box. You can, if you have any remarks, any questions, anything you would like to discuss further on in the feedback or QA session we have as part of the agenda, as soon as you remember it, let's not just write it down somewhere and then forget it for later. Let's just put it straight on the chat box now, so we can always address it at some point in the session moving forward. And that being said, we now enter one of the most exciting sessions in today's agenda, the keynote session. Now, who will be doing the keynote session today? She is none other than one of our past District 121 directors, Vanida Rangarajan. She is well known for her exceptional leadership and people skills. She had previously held a senior leadership position at Dynamic Global Startup, where she scaled the employee experience and engagement functions. With a talent for connecting and influencing others, she has successfully delivered impactful trainings and engaging keynote speeches to over 500 individuals in both academic and corporate settings. In the realm of Toastmasters, Vanida's leadership shines. As a past district director and a distinguished Toastmaster, she formed collaborative partnerships, established new clubs, achieved top rankings in distinguished clubs and club extensions worldwide. At the club level, she has achieved the esteemed Triple Crown 7 times, served in all 7 officer roles, and she currently holds membership in 2 President Distinguished Clubs in District 121. We speak Toastmasters and we are advanced. Beyond her personal pursuits, Vanida is an avid dog lover, biryani enthusiast, and passionate advocate for kindness as a currency of the future. Please join me in welcoming DTM Vanida to carry on in her session.
Thank you, Toastmaster Jacob. Out of the 20 minutes that I got for my keynote, the introduction was 18 minutes. So in 2 minutes, what do you think I'll be covering? District 127. All right, jokes apart. First of all, a big hello to our district director. Hi, Deepa. Our PQD, Distinguished Toastmaster Sujil. I'm quickly going to call out some names as well. Our division director, who's looking so very dashing, Soumya Shetty. I'm going to say hi to Rishabh, Joyveer, and Jacob. A little bit of a hi to Niveda. Are you getting the hint? I will say a hi if I can see you on camera. This is a Toastmaster meeting. This is not a scrum call, a call from work or anything where you'll have to hide behind this. So come on video. Thank you. Patiara Salesh, if I got your name pronounced right. Our Division G director is here. Our Zoom master finally showed your face. Manoharan and Prashant. Thank you everyone for turning your videos on. So if Mridul, thank you for letting me know that you're there, but you'll have to mute yourself because it's my 20 minutes. Now, one thing is, I tried very hard to think of things to say other than the last 3 VP educations. Pretty much they've covered everything. All right. So there is nothing new. I cannot tell you anything which you don't know already as a VP education. Your creative VPs have told you right from what it means to be a VP this term to what and all could you do. And we've had like some great best practices being shared and all that. If I were to say 3 things, and I'm just going to say that in the beginning of the 20 minutes. So you're thinking, should I listen to her or not? 3 things. In the next few months, we have to get our club distinguished. How many of you are very confident that no matter what, our club will become distinguished? Put on chat, yes, 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 yes. Use the chat, say yes, 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 yes. I can see Soumya Shetty really smiling. Yes, because we have to become president distinguished division, no doubt about that. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of yeses, and I hope that all 24 clubs in Division C will become distinguished. Whether it's select distinguished, president distinguished is your choice, but minimum distinguished is what our PQD will really want this to be. Now, there's one thing that this high-performing division will have to commit to in terms of our district. The second thing, no matter what your membership number is, whatever be your membership, your active numbers in the dashboard, no matter what your membership is, promise District 127, and especially your 3 leaders here. I'm not sure if Dr. Abdul is in the room. Also, thanks, Raminder, for turning your video on. Hi, Suhas. Hello, Mridul. So just promise your district trio that you will add members till the very last day, June 30th. Every membership counts, irrespective of what your number is. Don't sit back and relax when you say, 20, enough, no more, got distinguished. Don't sit back and relax. Our district needs members until the very last day. So until June 30th, please remember to add members. Now, if you think, okay, too much, this keynote speaker is not going to tell us anything useful, she's already said, those are the exact 2 things I wanted to say. Get your club distinguished and add your members. All right. Now, if you want to make a difference as a VP education, and in my opinion, I just want to just salute everyone. I wanted to come to a room full of VP education. Your district director has sufficiently motivated everyone. She's given us a very good reminder. Sometimes when we take care of others, we just forget to take care of ourselves. So please make sure you're also filing your awards, you're also giving your speeches and all of that. But one thing, if you just want to keep one thing in mind as a VP education, yeah, there is all this on the dashboard. There are so many things that we have to do. We heard like this huge laundry list of things that we need to do as a VP education in terms of getting our members, mentor, speech slot, variety in meeting, and a whole drift. But there is one thing I want you to remember as a VP education. How are we making our members feel? You could say a lot of things, you could do a lot of events, people will forget. People will forget what you did as a VP education. People will forget what you said during the meetings. People will forget, the events that you planned and all of that. But people will never forget how you made them feel during your term. So what can you actually do as VP educations to make the members feel important, loved, acknowledged, seen, respected? You keep the adjective that makes you feel good about yourself. What can we do is what I want you to think about. Now, it becomes very important for a new member to feel protected. Like I've come in here, Toastmasters is really new for me. What is it that we can do as a VP membership to make sure that these new members, however they come in and whenever they come into our clubs, do we have a platform or a structure in place that the VP membership or the VP PR or the secretary, however it works in your club, okay? And one thing, the most important thing I should have actually started with, don't try to do it all. Nobody is superhuman. You're also a member in the end. So as a VP education, don't try to do it all. I do want to also talk about how the VP education role, if you compare 7 roles in a club office or the XCOM, the VP education role in addition to the VP PR role, are infinite roles. A club treasurer role, a sergeant at arms role are finite roles. And what do I mean by that is there is only so many things you can do as a club treasurer. As a sergeant at arms, there's only so many things you can do. Okay. But as a VP education, no matter how much time you spend on the role, there will still be something else that you can do. Agreed? Do you all feel that? Even if I spend 1 hour also, I have lots to do. If I spend 3 hours also, I still have something more that I want to do. And then like if I have 10 hours in a week, I still have something more that I can do. So that's an infinite role for you. The reason why I'm just calling it out as an infinite role for all of us is to be aware of this so that you can avoid a burnout. We are thinking if you're VP education this year and you've done all the hard work, the literal hard work in the club is done by you folks. If you have done this okay, and you have not got burnt out and you're thinking, why did I even take this role? I want to quit Toastmasters at the end of my VP education term. If you are not getting there, then hopefully you are fantastic leaders for our district to continue serving District 121 as the presidents of your club. Because you've done the hard task, right? Like president job is juju-p, like Rajnikant says in India, like it's hardly anything because the main job is done by the VP education. So for us to do the VP education role, which is an infinite role, keep in mind, you need an entire village. If it means the entire area, bring the entire area. If it means the entire division, bring the division. Division director is right here. She will commit to it. If you think you need more support from outside the division, let's make sure that Deepa gets our attention and gets things done for us. Because the entire district will come together if you want to do things for the members. So keep that in mind. Now, let me come back to two things. There are two kinds of members in the club. The over-enthusiastic, I just joined the club, I don't know what to do next. But come on, I'm here and I want to make it big and I want Toastmasters to transform me. All of those members. Ensure that you as a VP education, I'm just doing a small promotion from my district's website here, but I'm sure we have like something like this for our own district and, Sujil could help us with this. This was done by a member as a DTM project, a guideline for every new member that comes in, every role that you play. There's a script of what they need to do before the role, what they need to do during the role, how do you call out your stuff. Very useful data that I felt as a VP education, it was literally a lifesaver. If you have similar stuff like that on the Toastmaster wears multiple hats, many hats, there's a PDF. If you have not seen that yet, and that's a good time. A Zoom Master, if you can do a nice Google search and quickly put that here, that's a great resource as well. Okay, so this was sort of modified and kept like in a nice way, and it's been very useful for the VP educations. So learn to get help and pass on resources. The onus of a new member doing the timer role for the first time, you can't pick up the phone call and, tell them how to do the timer role. It's too much of effort. So instead, if these meeting resources are available to the folks that are assigned as mentors, your job's done. So it becomes the mentor's onus and the new member's onus to work with the mentor to know what they have to do. Is that good? So make sure whatever you're going to do as a VP education, you're putting in processes in place, not really doing the real work. You put the processes in place so that it is automated, that the next VPE will thank you and say that, you know what, I didn't have to do all of this myself. I got the help and I put them on to correct people. Now, different clubs can have different styles. So I'm just telling you in general, things that is expected of a VP. So the first one is the meeting quality, right? And so ensure that you have your resources. Now, in the club that I am a part of, we don't directly assign mentors to the guests. We have a concept of a club buddy. Okay, just some fancy jazz. And what this club buddy does is whoever they bring in into the club, if the person brought the guest to the club, then they would automatically be the buddy, or they would be assigned a particular buddy. And this person handholds them until they actually become a member. And then they take up like roles and become a member. We ask for this member to go through a few meetings, look at all the folks who are taking a role, see who is the most aligned to them. And somewhere after 3 or 4 meetings of this guest becoming our member, then we assign a mentor. Now here what happens is, you as a VP education, you're not, you're not like worried about, oh, who's following up with this guest and how is this member making the most out of Toastmasters in the initial meetings, because adding members also is on us, right? Like as a club. So that might be another way that you can get help for members. Now I remember, I think it was Joyveer who had mentioned this, Toastmaster of the Year. I'm assuming that Dubai Toastmasters is an annual club. So Joyveer, is that correct? An annual club meaning like you serve for 12 months instead of 6 months. Is that correct? Okay. Imagine if you had a Toastmaster of the Month term. Again, VP education don't, sit down and do this Excel sheet and tracking and all that, because you have enough work to do. How about we ask one of these finite role takers, which is our club secretary or our club treasurer, who literally, there's not much to do, right? But they're getting the same credit that you're getting. How about somebody in our club tracks this, saying whoever's taken the maximum, you be as innovative as you can, okay? Whatever is your problem that you want to solve in the club, put that problem as the score. That's the thumb rule. If you feel people are not taking up speech slots, then you put the maximum points for the speech slots. Don't have to give 10 points, give 30 points. If you feel your club is struggling with people, even for referring people to the club, give them 30 points. All you have to do is bring a guest to the club. Whatever is your problem area, okay? So I'm saying a generic term, so you will have to be creative and you'll have to look at how you can do this Toastmaster of the Month. The reason why I'm saying month is, just like all of us have had, I don't know how many of us have had an experience with the traditional program, you have to finish 10 full speeches to get that one recognition of an advanced communicator or competent communicator or whatever. Now it's millennial generation. Everybody wants quick gratification, quick. Everything has to happen like immediately. So I'll give 3 speeches and hey, somebody give me like an acknowledgement. So we go on getting level 1, level 2. If you see the Pathways program itself, it's now it's a very millennial program. I don't have to wait all the way to become, 20 speeches or 40 speeches to get acknowledged. I'll finish 4 speeches. Club will say, oh, level 1 completion, fantastic. You know what I mean? So see where you can look at places where that DCP points, because distinguish is non-negotiable. You have to get your club distinguished, and that's the onus of the VP education. And just like how the onus of distinguished club is on VP education, number of distinguished clubs is on the VP education of the district. So Sujal is responsible for all of us becoming distinguished also, right? Like, so you get the idea. Make sure that whatever you're doing as the Toastmaster of this award, and that's just one example of an award, ensure that all your problems are getting points on this, whatever be the problem of the club. If you feel like role takers are not coming that much, then ensure that the role takers get higher points. If the club's speeches are not getting mentored, then introduce points for mentored speech, 20 points. Not mentored speech, only 10 points. You get the idea, right? Like, so go creative with that. And it's an XCOM thing that you can probably come together and do. The third problem that we usually solve is we worry too much about the format. Table topics. Oh my God, we have to have general evaluator, or we have to have the prepared speeches and all of that. If your club is a little, Smriti, okay, Gen Z, and why there is even Gen Alphas can't join Toastmasters yet, but I get it. You should understand, anybody millennial and above is what I was talking about, this instant gratification thing. Okay, coming back to this whole thing about whenever we do a meeting formats, we worry too much about this whole structure. Now that we know that about 85% of our clubs are actually in-person clubs, be comfortable to go outside the structure and do whatever it takes to bring in meeting variety. It could be a joint meeting with other clubs in your area. Your area director will be more than thrilled to help you organize something like that. If you feel there are not enough role takers in your single club meeting, maybe you could have joint meetings. Alternate club meetings could be joint meetings. The quality just automatically increases. No matter what you do, and this is a tip for the next 3 months. We still have 3 months, one good quarter in our hands in our term. Please conduct what is called as an open house, which means you're doing something special and you're promoting Toastmasters and adding members. Remember, till June 30th, no matter what your role is, you will have to add members. And for that, start with that, because the more the members in a club, the easier it is your role. Your role becomes easier. You're not begging the same people for the same roles. You have new, fresh blood, young blood. And I don't mean that by age. I mean that by just their experience with Toastmasters. They're looking forward to take up roles. So look at how you can do your meetings differently, even if that means a meeting in a park, a public space, a joint meeting, outside the complete agenda. Do like a whole, just special meeting, debate, special meeting, not following this format every once in a while. Again, this is certainly for clubs that have already touched your 5 DCP and you're not worrying about a DCP yet, but you still want to keep members engaged. If you have not got 5 DCP because Distinguished Club is non-negotiable, remember, then look at having special meetings where many people can finish their levels. How can you motivate members inside of the club to do speeches in such a way that you can make that a big, grand one? Now, all of this is possible only if the member feels wow. Unfortunately, that wow thing comes with a lot of recognition in the club. So what's the language that you use as a VP education? Do you go like with full Hitler stick principal attitude because you're VP education, like almost highest authority in the club? Or do you go from a place of kindness? Is something I want you to ask. Remember, it's a volunteering role. Nobody's paying you or Deepa or Sujil. Nobody's getting paid here, right? Like I'm just checking. They've not changed the rules or anything. No one's getting paid to do this club officer or district officer role. So remember, when you go to a member with authority, it's not going to work at all. Your title, you'll come and you'll go and they'll forget you. But when you go from a place of kindness, there's a good chance that they will remember you even after your VP education role gets over. And we are here for people, right? We come here because we want to connect with like-minded people. We come here because we want to grow, we want to learn. So go from a place of kindness. If that means really getting to understand what the member's problem is and working that, and you can't do all that by yourself. Remember, I told you, I already established we're not super men or super women here. So get help. Can the secretary actually check in with people who have not showed up for 3 meetings and find out what's wrong? In my club, they would do something really embarrassing. Okay, they'll put like my face on a poster and the club secretary will send out, Vanita, we have missed you for 3 meetings. We'd like to see you here. And that poster will come to me. I'll be like, oh no, whatever it is, let me just take the role the next meeting. So my club would do that and really like embarrass me. And I know if I miss 2 meetings, 3rd meeting, I'm going to go because I don't want to see that poster with my name saying we are missing you at the club. It works for me because my club makes me feel so special. And one of the things about the VPPR role, and that's another infinite role. Remember how it's very difficult to do it all by yourself, but you want like milestones to be achieved, to be shared, cheered in the group and things like that. It's great when you have a poster of yours circulating somewhere. Agreed? Come on, we don't get to do this at work. How many of us actually get posters made for achievements that you've done in the team? No, not there at all, right? And this is something that we have seen at Toastmasters. For a lot of us, it's probably the first time that they're even getting a poster made in the first place. So while you don't have to reinvent the wheel and do like creative posters all the time, maybe one template, having that for happy birthdays. I sometimes don't even remember what the big deal is about the birthday, but there would be all my members. And there was a time when there was one president who said, say something nice about the members. So it was not just happy birthday. They would say, oh, you're very kind. And I love the way that you helped me mentored my speech. And I would just feel so good on my birthday because folks would remember why they like me or, something like that. So the president made that very special for me. Do whatever it takes for you to make sure that the member feels special. All right, I'm seeing a nice, I don't see Niveda yet, but I see a red card there. And I'm going to stop right now. Like I said, it's an infinite topic. I was kind of asking Sujil little more time maybe, because, you know, if you let me talk for 3 hours, I'll do 3 hours workshop. If you do like one whole day on just club quality, we could do a whole day on club quality. But I just thought I'll convey the essence of this in the beginning itself. Clubs getting distinguished, non-negotiable, adding members till June 30th, all the way up to the top, irrespective of whether you're 20 plus or not, because we need more members. It makes your life easy and it makes everyone else's. Remember, this role is temporary. June 30th, there is going to be someone else taking this role. Don't take the title to your head. During this role, how do you make your members feel? That's something that will help the club quality automatically help, increase. And the last but not the least, don't try to do it all. Look at all these finite role takers and how they can help you with, probably getting a mentoring structure in place, probably getting the role takers in place, somebody who can help you with member recognition from time to time. And don't sweat the small stuff. If you've got your DCP, you could have like a meeting of just everyone coming and saying, all your talents in the club. We had like one place where there was no meeting at all. Everybody just came, sang, somebody played the piano, and it was just like a talent meeting on that day. And believe me, out of the 26 members, 22 of them showed up, highest attendance ever. Otherwise, my VP education would be begging for roles, like members to show up. So do things differently. If you've touched the DCP numbers, let the members feel special. And with that, thank you so much for the opportunity. Distinguished Toastmaster Sujil, over to you, Toastmaster Jacob.
Thank you, DTM Manida. Let's all give a huge round of applause for her. So very wonderful and a very candid session, I would say. And I feel a little bit guilty for that long introduction that took 2 minutes out of your time, because you had so much to say. I think I took 2 valuable minutes out of your whole session. Now, moving forward, up next, we have a leadership session on leadership for Vice President Educations by DTM Jyotika. DTM Jyotika, are you here? All right, perfect. I see you. So DTM Jyotika has been a Toastmaster for over a decade. She started her journey in District 105. She is the founder and currently the president of UAE Expats Toastmaster Club. She has served in various leadership roles, including the District Administration Manager for District 105. Currently, she is a member of District 127 and 121 and has collectively chartered 3 clubs. As a public speaking coach, author, and mentor, she helps entrepreneurs and professionals become effective speakers. DTM Jyotika, I hand the stage over to you.
Thank you, Jacob. Thank you for that introduction. And first of all, a big hello to everyone. I joined a little bit late, and a special hello to Vanita, who's here. Vanita and I come from the same district here. It's District 121. It was lovely listening to you, Vanita. She spoke so many good things today, and she's already covered almost everything. I don't even know what I have to say as far as leadership is concerned. She's been there, she's done that, and all of you have done so much. Now, Soumya approached me yesterday asking me to speak about my experience. What better way than speaking about my stories, right? You love listening to stories, isn't it? So I'll talk about a bit of my story of how my journey in Toastmasters began and what is it that really keeps me going in this leadership ladder or in this leadership roles that we take in Toastmasters. Now, I don't know, call it a coincidence or something. Today actually is the 10th year of me giving my speech outside my home club. Now, you might be wondering, what a silly thing to remember, right? Do you remember the time that you have given your speech outside your club? Now, I remember this because I believe it was a defining moment for me. Defining moment because a lot of things changed that day. Because a 3-month-old Toastmaster was made to speak in front of 300 people. Imagine, I felt like someone standing in front of in front of a lion to be eaten. Actually, I felt so scared. I was just asked to go and be a mystery speaker in a Division J contest. And for all we know, that 105 had the largest Division J with so many members. So 300 people sitting there, and I was supposed to deliver a speech. But I did that. And I did that, and something changed profoundly that day. I realized that opportunities don't come your way easily. And when they do, grab it, because they can shift your perspective of how you think about things, how you look at things. For me, my speaking journey started from there. I know I have repeated my speech. The mentors have come and told me, repeat your speech. You've not even looked at your objective. But that made me a responsible speaker. Now, it was December 20th, 2013 that I walked into a Toastmasters meeting. And the only reason I walked into a Toastmasters meeting was to make friends. I don't know about you all, but my only objective was to make friends. We were in business and it was not easy. You know, business can be lonely. Now, when I entered this place called Bush Toastmasters, that's my home club, there were a set of men who approached me. And they were so nice to me. And I still remember asking in my head, are they such good people in this world? I still remember this question. And later I realized there were a bunch of ex-com guys who actually approached me. I didn't know they were from ex-com. But then and there, I signed up for the membership without even thinking twice. I have no regrets. I'm really happy about it. Rest, as they say, it's history. But my leadership journey started somewhere in July 2014, barely 6 months old. And the first position that I took was that of the secretary of the club. Now, it was not something that I did out of choice. I don't know how many of you really, can I use the word, it was thrusted on me? Probably that's what happens, right? It's given to me, not on a golden plate, but whichever plate, just take it. Now, my job was, my intention was, take it, do it, and leave it. That's exactly what I thought. But there was something different that I did that year. Even if it was thrusted on me, I took it seriously. I started establishing contact with all the members, sending minutes of the meeting within 24 hours, max 48 hours, connecting with them before the meeting, after the meeting, like sending them invites. And I remember my formal mentor came up to me and said, Jyotika, the complete dynamics of the club has changed. Now, when I joined, there was just one member in the club. I don't know how many of you know, it was Samira Khan, who was the only lady in Bush Toastmasters. And I was the second one. The rest of them were all engineers who constructed the Burj, or even some other guys as well. And when I came in and I established this contact via communication through emails, people started joining. And within a year, we had a good balance of male and female members. And this changed the dynamics of the club. So the point that I'm trying to make here is that we all take leadership roles, whether we like it or not. But when we take those roles, we have to walk that extra mile to do our bit. Because each one has the power to change and create that impact in whatever we do. Me as a secretary of the club, which was an entry level, I did so much that year that it changed the dynamics of the club. Moving forward, they put me as the president. They made me the president of the club because they saw something in me which I didn't see. I have absolutely no idea what they saw, but I became the president of the club. But rest, as they say, is history. But for the longest time, I did not know my why in Toastmasters. Why did I join Toastmasters? Until I started this club called as UAE Buns Toastmasters, which was in the year 2017. This was typically formed for my community in Dubai. And something profound happened. And this experience I'll never forget. And the reason why I'm telling you is that leadership can, again, change the way you think and look at things. There was a young boy in the club who used to stutter. I don't want to name him. Not that he would mind, but he would stutter. And he would speak probably 250 words per minute. Now, I was known to the person because they were our family friends. So one day I went to his dad and told him that, look, let him join our club. Let him be the sergeant at arms because he will be opening the meeting and that will help him. Just have faith and trust in me. He joined the club. Within 6 months, believe it or not, within 6 months, he participated in table topics. He cleared the club level. He cleared the area level. He cleared the division level, standing second the first time he went and participated. Today, the boy is a computer science graduate in the United States. He has his own startup. He has pitched in multiple places through his vocabulary skills. And he also has a podcast, which is called as I'm a Coconut. That year, I realized that leadership is not a role. Leadership is a responsibility. And because I took it as a responsibility, I could create that impact in someone else's life. Many times I ask myself, is it really worth it? I mean, why do I do this? What is it that I'm doing? But the answer to this is not given in just one sentence. When I became the president of the club of Bush Toastmasters, the club mentor had given me a very profound advice. And this advice was, Jyotika, if ever you're confused as a president of the club, what decision to take, always stand by the members and the club. That time I didn't understand what he was saying. I really didn't understand the depth. But I understood the depth when I moved to India in the year 2019. But to be honest, I followed it, and that became the foundation principle of my entire leadership role. When I moved to India, my club went through a lot of highs and lows, which is UAE Bunds, which is now called as UAE Expats. COVID came in, people lost their jobs, and they had to leave, not because they wanted to leave, but they had to leave. Leadership was under, they faced a little bit of challenges, and we had to do something about it. Sitting here, some of the senior Toastmasters came together and took up the onus of leadership on us. We could have just said that, sorry, we don't want to do it. But we took it as a responsibility, a promise that we made to take ownership. And we got together, not only fix the club, not only help the club to find its way, but also ended the year with President Distinguished. Now, why I'm saying this is that we often get overwhelmed with the responsibilities that we have. To be the best club, we have to do a lot of things. And as much as we say that there is nothing, we still have to do a lot. And sometimes we just get carried away with, with our own personal things that we have. We all have priorities. But to answer that question that I asked myself, why do I do this? I have to walk back the 10 years that I have put in this Toastmasters platform. Like Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You always have to connect the dots looking backwards. And I did that. And when I look back at the 10 years, I see a speaker, I see a leader, but most importantly, I see the human being I have become. The human being who is able to impact others' lives. This platform has given me that joy, that opportunity, and that privilege, which otherwise probably wouldn't have. To make a difference in others' life, yes, we have to walk that extra mile. But the point that I'm trying to make is, if ever you end up asking yourself, why am I here? What am I doing? I'm so burnt out. I'm so overwhelmed. Just ask yourself, am I in a position to create that impact in others' lives and to the society on the whole? And that's exactly what happened to me. I got my answer. And now how I do something is how I do everything. I don't give up in life. And that is the real lesson that I have learned in my life. Thank you very much. And over to you, Jacob.
Thank you, Diti and Jyotika. Let's all give a huge round of applause for her. It was very interesting and it was a very fun session to listen to, walking down your path and how your journey into Toastmasters was, especially from an angle of leadership and why we do this. What is the gratification that comes out of all of this? It was a very interesting session, and I'm sure all of us here definitely enjoyed it. Now, moving on with the rest of tonight's sessions, this will not be a VPE huddle unless we bang our heads together, right? So next up, we have a very fun Q&A session that will be taking place. And to facilitate this Q&A session, I would like to introduce our very wonderful Division C Director, Toastmaster Soumya. Toastmaster Soumya, are you ready?
Yes, Jacob. Thank you
All
so
right.
much. All right. So because it's online, we have an option to switch off the camera, but just imagine that you are in a face-to-face meeting room. So whoever can, please switch on the cameras because this session is Q&A and we cannot do Q&A with without your full participation. Yeah. So feel free to drop your questions in the chat box. Myself and Zoom Master DTM Anita will pick it up and ask our panel. For that, let me ask help of our Zoom Master to spotlight the panel. We have DTM Dilip, Division G Director, if he can be spotlighted. We have from our PQ team, Toastmaster Anne. If she can be spotlighted, she's part of our PQ team. And all the three wonderful VPEs who shared their experience before, Toastmaster Alam, Toastmaster Joyveer, and Toastmaster Rishabh. And our very own PQD, DTM Sujil. Okay, do we have Toastmaster Joyveer? Yes, he's here. Alam, Toastmaster Alam.
I think
I'm
she's
here, but
think,
not able
I
to have
think
a
she
camera
had
up running.
okay.
All right. Okay.
PQD,
So we
she
have,
had-
yeah, no problem. DTM Sujil, we will kickstart with the fun session, just like Jacob called it. I don't know fun or no fun, but it is going to be educational session for sure. The first question here is from Toastmaster Shailesh. If I am new to Toastmaster, how do I get to know the best pathway that suits my style? Toastmaster Anne, we haven't heard you.
Thank you, Division C Director, Toastmaster Soumya Shetty. Okay, what a wonderful question. Yes, if I'm a new Toastmaster, how can I choose the best path? Now, there are a couple of options that you can follow. The trusted and the traditional way is to take the questionnaire from the website. But if you don't want to do that, and what I feel you can do is personally get in touch with a senior member of your club, maybe Vice President Education or a senior member, and first sit with him or her and tell why you joined Toastmasters in the first place. Maybe you want to improve your leadership skills. Maybe you want to be a better speaker. Or simply maybe you want to improve your presentation skills. So we all have unique demands and requirements. So that is a better way. If you can sit with a mentor or a senior member of the club, discuss your requirements, and they will definitely guide you through which path is the best for you. So either take the traditional questionnaire from the website or sit with a senior member and discuss your requirements. That's my approach.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anne. I do not see any questions in the chat room, and we are Toastmasters and we are always prepared for the situations like this. So DTM Sujil and me, we did some brainstorming and we already have some set of FAQs, frequently asked questions. And if you feel these questions will arouse some questions in your mind, please feel free to ask in the chat. While I say so, I get a question in the chat box. So let me ask this. It's a very long question. Let's say a Toastmaster is an ambivert and wants to develop on certain skill and is overly excited on a certain role that's going to help with this skill. You successfully do the role, but at the end of the meeting, you are jokingly described to be annoying, and this may or may not demotivate. What do you do? DTM Dilip.
Can you repeat the last part of the question, Soumi?
Okay, so to summarize, someone has taken over the role, certain role, which the person thinks that that role will help them. And towards the end of their tenure, when they finish the role, they were termed to be annoyed. This may or may not demotivate you. So what do you do?
Okay. So taking the VP role, right? That was the question, right? Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
See, I took a VP role. If you personally ask, in 2015, I took the role of a VPE. Initially, when we approach a member for next term, will you be a VPE? What would be the answer? Generally, we will get, I don't have time. I'm tied up with my professional and personal stuff. I can't, because this is a very tedious job, and role of a VP is a pivotal in each and every club. So over the period, once you are into it, so what I always say, if you spend at least 10 minutes every day for your role, you will be fulfilling your role responsibility. So if you look at the end of your term, what you get the leadership skills, the team building, the effective communication, how you communicate with your peers, and the problem solving skill, and also the time management skills. You get these kind of skills or unknowingly throughout your role. And the mentor, you are getting an opportunity to lead as well as mentor others. This is, you will get nowhere. And absolutely at the end of the term, you will feel that how I managed all of these things, and you look back and this I can handle, and you cannot live without being occupied that so much. So that is the beauty of taking up this role, and eventually you will never ever burned out, but you are fulfilling yourself. So that is the take on this particular question.
Thank you, DTM Dilip, for tackling the question well. Next up is for Toastmaster Joyveer. What role does the VP play in ensuring the members' goals are achieved with the guidance of the mentor?
Well, very good question, in fact. See, the first thing is, as soon as any member arrives and he or she becomes a member in the club, the mentor is assigned. So it is very important for a VP education to ensure that a mentor and a mentee are continuously engaging with themselves. Sometimes it happens, like when I joined Toastmaster years ago, unfortunately, I was very unable to connect with my mentor, and I was not able to get into the my education stream. So it is the responsibility, I would rather say it is one of the things that VP education can do. What we do right now is we keep a track on that which member has a mentor, and then we have something called as Easy Speak, where everything is being automated from a Toastmasters point of view. It is a very automated one. I don't know how many people are using that. So we know who are the mentors, and then we ask the mentors, maybe on a call, maybe on a WhatsApp, and we are also in our Toastmaster of the year. There is a calculation for the mentorship points. So whoever does the most engaging mentors, they also get a point on that Toastmaster of the year in Dubai Toastmaster. So this way we inspire also them, not only the mentee, but the mentor also has to reach. It's like, it's not only the shishya going to the guru also needs to come to the shishya. So basically, if I may say, Toastmaster is a gurukul in itself. It's a full-fledged gurukul. So mentor and mentee has to, the engagement has to be ensured by the VP, if I have answered the question.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joyveer. Yes, very well said. And just like DTM Vanita mentioned, whatever is your problem area, put that in the scoreboard and you can play around and use your creativity. Show of hands, if you have heard about the change in pathways. This question is for everyone in the room, especially this relates to the VP education. Yes. So I have a question on that. What are the new explorations that will launch in 2024, and why these topics were selected? DTM Sujal, I think all the VPs in the house want to know, and you are the best person to answer this.
Thank you, DCD Soumya. Okay, explorations, whatever they have put out in the public domain, is that the exploration is something which will be tailored for the present day world. First up, just to start with, because of the COVID, things have changed totally. How we connect the meetings, how we conduct the meetings, how we connect with the people, everything has changed. It will be more oriented to the digital world, how you present yourself online That will be one of the key points. The other thing is that the world itself has changed. World has become a village. So we need to have, probably most of us are working in an environment where there is a cultural diversity, where we have people working at different corners of the world, but we are connected. So the inclusivity is also another key point which has been taken into consideration when exploration was devised, which they put out. These are the main, what the explorations will be the content. The more details will be available to us as and when TI comes up with the total formulation. So these are the main points which will be driving the explorations. And having said that, will it be part of your DCP? No, this will be a subsidiary thing. And as the main new pathways, it will be limited to only 6 parts. Additional to those 6 parts, we have these 3 core explorations. I hope that is clear. And back to you, DCD.
Thank you so much, DTM Sujal. Another question for Toastmaster Rushabh. If we do not have mentor available, let's say there is a scarcity of mentor immediately, let's say, how can other members or ExCom still help the new members to progress on his or her path?
I think that the important point in this scenario would be that how ExCom member, and not only ExCom member, I think some of the other senior members, or I would call it mid-level members who are not too senior, but not too freshers as well, they all equally support and play a role to, guide through a new member, try to understand how to progress in their learning experience. So that's where, specifically in my experience, I have seen that I sometimes am challenged with time availability and I cannot really connect with everyone to make new members understand the pathways or something. But there are always support available from senior members who have been in the past, they have played the role of VPE and they try to guide through the new members as well. Or maybe one of the ExCom members also does the same thing. So that's how it really works seamlessly when everyone contributes to help.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rishabh. Yes, DTM Sujal.
Can I add something on to that, DCD? I think this is where the area director and the area council can be also of help. You can always reach out to the area levels, division levels, and even the district. The help is there. Only thing is that we need to reach out. Beyond that, it should be the self-interest of the member to go and visit other clubs. So you are connecting with more and more Toastmasters. So definitely there are Toastmasters who are there to serve. You can reach out to people and they are there to help. So that don't limit yourself within the club for the mentorship. There are hundreds of mentors beyond the 4 walls of your club. So help is always there. So we can reach out. Thank you, Rishabh, for that wonderful answer. Back to you, DCD.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rishabh and DTM Sujal. Well said, I think. And this is why we are here for VP's Huddle, because we feel let's not restrict it to one club, one area, one division. All district VPs come together and we can always connect with each other for role players, for mentors, whatever resources are available. Okay, I have one more question on setting a process for the VP for the sharing the resources. Someone has shared something this. After role player assignment is done to a member and the VP sends the formalized set of preparations to be done for the role, the VP's role isn't ending. A set of preparation list is not being taken seriously and the member comes unprepared. So to summarize, let's say the VP education does all the background, updates them, briefs them about the role, but the member still comes unprepared. What should the VP do?
I'll go for this, yeah. I'll
Yes,
go for this one because this is something. I mean, why are we in Toastmasters? The first question is, why are we in Toastmasters? Somebody pushed you into Toastmasters? No, it is our self-interest, correct? For us to learn and grow. Now, if you ask somebody to help you out, I mean, that is not the way. Toastmasters is a self-motivated platform where you need to grow. Now, you are given an opportunity. The world is there to listen to you, listen to your story, You are getting a platform to speak out. And now you're not utilizing it. Nobody else to be blamed. I would say that is where the little bit of mentoring, little bit of understanding the roles, little bit of, I might be using the word headmistress. Our DD will be definitely agreeing to it. Little bit of headmistress approach should be taken. Yes, that is where we can. Back to you, DCD.
I can see that smile on DTM Deepa's face. I think it's an acknowledgement of your statement. All right. Moving on to next question. Will the rollout of the new version of Basecamp, Toastmaster International is updating the pathway product offering. With the rollout of the new version of the Basecamp, Toastmaster International is updating the pathways product offering. Why is this change taking place? DTM Sujal.
Okay, the first thing, when the pathways were rolled out, they thought that was, the Toastmasters International had expanded to that limit. For many of the newcomers, it was, I would use the word cumbersome. It was not easy to understand. It was too overwhelming. Maybe the word overwhelming. So people were a little bit taken aback and they were not enrolling even for the pathways. Now, after downsizing, ensuring that we have the correct mix, the new and easier navigating system, it will be much, much easier. And beyond that, we don't have that multiple window approval issues. It will be a single window. The Basecamp manager approves it and your levels will be sorted there. Moving forward, we will have a mobile app where everything can be done quite easily. That is in progress. Probably it might not roll out immediately, but that is definitely in the process. Now, beyond that, your levels, your achievements, your badges can be directly shared in the social media. Just think about how you're advertising yourself in LinkedIn. Great, isn't it? Now, evaluation, you don't have to go around people sending out evaluation forms. You can directly select your evaluator from your Basecamp. You just select it. You can assign the evaluator. Evaluator will pick the evaluation form. Done. Much, much easier. That is a great, great idea which has been thought about. And as I said, Toastmasters International is not an organization which sit on and wait for things to happen. There are a lot of research and things happening behind the scenes. We need to update ourselves. That is the way moving forward. So these are the benefits of rolling out the new things. Back to you, DCD.
Thank you so much, DTM Sujal. DTM Dilip, question for you. I am a Basecamp manager. A member asked me to approve a level 2 completion, but they have not completed level 1. Is this something I should authorize? Oh, you cannot speak.
Yes. No, yes. So, as our DTM Vanida mentioned, the new term, the instant gratification, especially for new people, the pathways gives that opportunity, and people completes the project on a click. If you go next, you end up with finishing your project, right? So obviously, the core value of Toastmasters, integrity. Why we are all doing this? We need to get the value. It's a self-paced program, and we need to give our 100%, and we need to get it ensured we add value to ourselves, and we are competing with no one else, with ourselves. So as a VPE, he or she shouldn't be approving this kind of request. He would like to request the particular Toastmaster to get the speech mentored and deliver it and get it evaluated, and the evaluator gives the feedback form. Once that is done, then only the member can request VP to sign the completion. So this should be a practice, and club should have this kind of decorum, and it should be mandatorily followed.
Let me add
Yes.
here something.
Yes,
okay. I think, Dilip, let me stand corrected here. What I think the question which I got it correct is that can the person as a Basecamp manager, can he approve level 2 without level 1 completion? Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
He can. Yes.
he
yes.
can. But only thing what will happen is in the club central, it cannot be updated until L1 is completed. He cannot go to L2. But in base camp, yes.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Next question is for you, Toastmaster Joyveer. Who are the base camp managers and what are their roles? Very, very briefly.
Base camp managers, first of all, is the VP Ed and your secretary, plus president of the club. So normally the pivotal camp manager is always VPE. Sometime if the VPE is not present, the president or the secretary, like in our club, we have given the access to secretary. Secretary can also play the part of a base camp manager. So this is a redundancy factor we have taken up and Toastmaster International has taken up. But principally, if I may answer to this one is VP Education is responsible as a camp manager, base camp manager. Over to you, DCD.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Joyveer. I can see the red light on by our timer. So quickly, 2 last questions. To you, Toastmaster Anne, which Toastmaster pathway helps you the most in professional life?
Now that question is very tricky because each and everyone has a different professional career. Now, for example, someone might feel I'm in a leadership role, then obviously dynamic leadership or leadership development. But that being said, there is no hard and fast rule that if you're focusing to be a leader, you should only focus on these 2 pathways. So there are 11 paths depending on your career, depending on your professional route that you wish to take. It's up to you to see what best suits you. So we are all unique. Something that might suit me will not fit you, Division C Director. So it's better, as I mentioned earlier, speak to a leader in your club, a senior mentor, some ExCom member, and get their feedback before you choose the path. So as I mentioned earlier, once again, let me summarize. No hard and fast rule. It's up to you to choose your best path. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Anne. Very well said. Last but not the least, Toastmaster Rishabh, this one is for you. Can I repeat the same path for award credit?
Sorry, come again for a question.
The question is, can I repeat the same path for the award credit?
Generally, I have not really come across this kind of situation before. But I personally don't really think anyone would like to do that. Is there anyone else who can comment on this?
DTM Sujil, yeah.
Yes, if there is 2 sides, yeah. If you're talking about the DTM awards or the DCP, yeah. For DTM, we require 2 separate paths. Only then your DTM will be considered. When it comes to DCP, yes, if I'm not wrong, 1 award type per club, 1 program year, you can per club, per member. That is what I remember, if I'm not wrong. Per member, per club, per year, 1 award for the DCP. That is 1 path. That is the way it goes. So you cannot, you can have it, but whether it will be counted for your DTM, no, it will not be counted. You'll have to do 2 separate paths. For the club's purpose, probably yes. Your own purpose, yes, it will. It might help, but not to the DTM credit. But for the DCP, yes. For the club, it will be like 1 award, as I said. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much, panel, for bravely facing this interesting question. Just like Jacob said, it will be fun. I don't know, was it fun for you, Jacob, to watch this?
Oh, definitely, definitely.
All right. So now we are at the end of our session, VPE Huddle. It's Ramadan time. We don't want you to keep you more longer than this. I sincerely wanted to thank all of you who could make time and attend today. Sincere thank goes to our Sergeant at Arms who started the meeting while still was at the airport. That shows the commitment she had. Next up, our dashing area director, Toastmaster Jacob, just like DTM Deepa described him, for taking this role with all the enthusiasm and energy. Yes, Jacob, you can touch yourself. Yes. Our lovely VP Education, Toastmaster Alam, Toastmaster Rushabh, Toastmaster Joyveer, for sharing their experiences and being the torchbearers for District 127. Our PQD, DTM Sujil, the brain behind this event and the driving force for ensuring this happened. Zoom Master, I can't thank her enough for all the background work which she had done. Be it the background, the virtual background, be it handling the Zoom, be it anything and everything. Our timers, Toastmaster Mrudal and also Toastmaster Niveda, if you would have seen in the middle of the meeting, we changed the timer. If you were smart enough, you would have noticed. So thank you so much, Niveda, for taking it up. And all the other ones who are still here in this meeting, trying to grab the knowledge here, which we are trying to impart. Our keynote speech, DTM Vanita, joining us all the way from India. DTM Jyotika again joining us all the way from India and sharing her personal story. The whole idea of having this meeting was we genuinely feel VP Educations are the stars of any XCOM meeting. The burden is really on them. And we thought we will show our gratitude to them that they are not alone. Don't feel alone. Ask for help, be it your area, division, district, reach out, and help will always come. Yeah. So with this, let's call it a day. Thank you so much.
Special thanks to our Division G Director and Toastmaster Anne also, panelist.
Of course, our panelist. For handling the tough questions, the googly questions, I would say. And I could see DTM Dilip's one eyebrow raised up when I asked a question. So thank you so much.
Special
and
thanks to our district IT manager.
Yes,
wonderful.
I
Yeah?
acknowledged her. Yes, Anita. Yes, of course.
She has a magic wand.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you, DCD. Thank you, DCD, for all the support, and let us ensure we keep doing it. Let us keep learning. Let us keep growing.